Fire escape engineers inspect the summary video. Here we are in Downers Grove. Fire escape here on Rogers. Fire escape must be structurally sound, must be kept painted. Fire escape is due for a paint job. You can see she's all rusty brown here. Sort of a gray, pewter color on the other side, so must be it's older than 1978, presumed to have lead, so you must have an NFEA renovator's license for lead paint, so that you scrape and paint, don't let any of the collect all the chips so you don't contaminate with the lead paint. But she's also not structurally sound at this time, let me tell you. See all that rust inside there between that reinforcement angle? Look at all that rust. That's all got to be popped out and new bolted. Fire escapes need to be bolted, not re-welded. Everything that I'm talking about here is going to be a bolt repair. If welding was introduced, that has to be backed up with the bolt to avoid the load test. Okay, so let's start back here. We've got birds inside here. This needs to be cleaned, and then we need to try to seal that so the birds don't get back in there. And because you're going to be dealing with that angle, so you may be able to loosen up this and move it accordingly. This is supposed to drop 2 to 3 feet per second, hit the ground, and stay down. There's a release arm that I recommend putting on this. Otherwise, you're going to step out 1-2 treads, and she'll come down, hit the ground, and stay down. That chain, as you can see, is an afterthought. So when she comes down, she really tears up that chain really tears up, and she's going to pop. So in case that chain ever snaps, she's going to go up. I'm also concerned about when this thing goes all the way up. I don't think she gets close to that wire, but that wire should be covered by the local utility company, because when this goes up, I don't think it gets that close, but you want to make sure that there's no ability for it to create an electrocution. Cement, all your connections are cement. See, you need to re-cement that. All the railings re-cement. Top there needs to be re-cemented. The pivot here, it needs to be re-cemented there. Okay, see all these welds? Okay, a lot of these has to be turned into a bolted connection with a gusset. And you should seal that because water's getting in there. As you can see, look, see? It's gonna make this thing suspect. Okay, whenever there's a welded connection, turn it into a bolt. You gotta clean this up, see it's already starting to, and I would try to encapsulate that so that the snow and ice doesn't build up on there. But you can see what happens. Okay, got it? Paint all your treads. Take that rail off. It's all original hardware on this fire escape to a certain degree. And there's a little bit of rust on some of these treads, but otherwise we're ready to load test. Otherwise you open these up, clean them and seal them, and retie them in with either the same rods, because some of the rods are bent. See that rod right there, it's bent. But you can refurbish this. You avoid the load test if you change out the hardware. So as you can see, square head bolts, you take those bolts out, you clean it and seal it. There's no need for the load test on some of these. So the beauty about refurbishing a fire escape is you negate the need for the load test. So change load test money into bolt and paint money. Okay, so you can see it there. All right, that chain, all cementing up there. See that cement there? See the rusty tears? See the original hardware bolt up there too? That needs to be addressed. Change that bolt out, there is no load test. But she's definitely out of balance, okay? These are paint jobs, definitely out of balance. Any questions? Fire escape engineers, inspect the summary video, 866-649-0333.